He said if I have time, like if I don't have to go make the debate, I can judge it. If not, I can pass the judgment to you. Is that cool?
No, I was saying that since you said you had to go, I was just say I can judge.
Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. You can do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dump is such a stupid name.
All right.
Mobs, you're good?
Go to bed. So, Mobs, you recording?
Chrome so
All right.
wide.
So, fuck you, clown. So
Don't
this is Lee versus Neji, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
JT, you have Neji, and then Fortune, you got Lee,
Yes.
and then no anime, right? Just manga data books.
Yeah. And no drunk
Yeah.
this.
Cool. And no, what you said?
And no drunken fists.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
drunken fist.
And this is just
Up
tuning
to
exams, right?
Sasuke retrieval arc feats as well, but just no drunken fists.
Okay.
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 So wait, so up to wait, hold on. You said up to retrieval arc, but no drunk Lee, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and go.
Okay.
I can start.
Alright, gonna.
So I think no matter what your scaling in general is, I'm just gonna argue arsenal diff, so I think that we should start with my scaling first. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay, so I think here, let me start with speed first. I'm gonna send 2 scans first, and this should safely put Lee above Neji in speed.
Question. Specifically, what do you mean arsenal diff?
So basically, Lee's fighting style just counters Neji's.
Okay. Just continue.
So in terms of speed, Lee can't be surpassed. Might Guy should know the extent of Neji's speed, and Guy states that Extreme Lotus, it's continuous high-speed taijutsu that can't even be touched, which means that Neji shouldn't even be able to touch Lee when he uses rotation, because that's what is required to block.
So, just in that first part, like, that's fine. I don't give a fuck. Neji can be a little bit slower than Lee. Fine.
Okay.
I don't care. I don't think he's gonna get like blitzed or anything, right? Like he can just like slower than him, right? That's fine. Like he obviously can still combat him, right? Because like we know that they fought in the past.
I'm not gonna agree with that when it comes to 5 gates.
5 gates. Why is that? Why does the 5th gate? Does the 5th gate increase his speed? I think it does.
Assumingly, yeah, because Guy says that Lee literally cannot even be touched. And that's assumed that includes Neji.
Yeah, show me that skin.
I sent in evidence is the second one, middle panel.
So I was in talk here. I'm tripping. It's not extreme low. This is continuous high speed. I just said that can't even be touched.
And then he says the answer to defeating Neji is this high-speed combo, which kind of implies that this method is the counter to Neji, which is the reason why I believe that any sort of general scaling, like scaling Neji to Naruto over Gaara, would just be futile because he just has the better fighting style.
So basically, he believes that this is the answer, right? He doesn't know the fucking answer. He's not an omniscient, like an omnipotent being, right? He like he just knows, right? Like he doesn't. He believes this, right? He hasn't ever used this move against Neji, right? They hope that this is the move that would this is going to be the high speed move that could finally like beat Neji, right? He has no idea, in any definite evidence to say that this will beat him, right?
Well, I think his opinion is very trustable because he trains Neji. He knows everything about his different tactics, his rotations. He knows his speed. He knows everything about him. He spends a lot of time around him. He seems very confident in his answer, and I think it's reasonable to assume that his opinion is very trustable. And I think that's what the narrative was trying to imply here.
Okay.
Because
so,
it gives Guy this kind of character that's super intelligent at the time, kind of very aware of all the tuning skills and abilities.
okay. So your refutation is a contradiction to like what you're saying. So you said his opinion, right? An opinion can't be a fact.
Well, it's an educated response that's kind of pushed by the narrative through Guy.
So that could also leave room for him to be wrong, which means there's no definitive way of saying this move will beat Neji.
I think he's not wrong.
Okay, I think he is wrong.
Okay, can you explain why he would be wrong? I mean, it's stated 3 times.
I did. I said he has no definitive way of proving this move will beat Neji because he's never used it against Neji, right? His move has not been used by anyone against Neji.
Okay, he's seen Lee use the 5th gate before, so he knows the 5th gate's speed. He's seen Neji use rotation before, so he knows the rotation speed. So he should be able to know.
He has not seen. When did he see Neji use the rotation?
Well, I mean, he trains him. He goes on missions with him all the time. It's almost
but we
guaranteed.
saw Neji learn the rotation in secret with just Tenten. The first time he shows the rotation
can you show that?
Is after this statement. Yeah.
Because that's a key part of his kit. It's assured that Guy would know about a key part of his student's arsenal.
When is Naruto's fight? Anyone know the chapter? It's in the one. I think it's one right before. It's a little bit before this. Hold on.
Which chapter?
What scan do you need?
Naruto fight when he uses the rotation. It's on 100, I think.
It's like 99.
Naruto versus Neji is 100 to 104.
Okay.
Like, Guy's opinion, it might just be coming through Guy, but it's pushed by the narrative. It's a very educated opinion, right? He should know what he's talking about. It's coming from a trusted source. Like the narrative, like the novel wouldn't just put random false information out there that isn't guaranteed in such a way. Not manga, bro. Whatever.
I don't know if you heard him, but he said he had to be right back. Someone was calling him.
Rejoinder.
Bro, it's gonna be like the same debate all over.
Quiet ass VC.
What'd you
Just like
say?
the same.
Said this quiet ass VC.
Oh God,
It's just like the same debate.
I'm warming up right now.
Oh shit. Taco pasta.
What? Nah, bro.
Wait, what happened? Is the debate over? What's going on?
No,
Phone
JP.
call.
Someone's calling him. Like one of the family members called him at his house.
No.
It really should be by now, bro.
Rejoinder. So where were we?
You were saying something in response to what I was saying. I think it was about the second statement, right? I said God can't
I
definitively
remember.
prove this. You said it was an opinion. I said that's a contradiction to your argument then, since an opinion can't be a fact. And then you were
I
like
said it's
saying,
an educated, reliable opinion that's pushed through the novel that's supposed to be interpreted as fact.
yeah, still an opinion would like not be fact, right? It just can't be.
Educated, it's kind of I'm
Educated
sorry,
opinion, educated guess. It can't be it can't be a fact. It literally cannot be.
it's supposed to be interpreted by the reader as fact.
No, it's not. Why? Why is it that? Why?
Like he wouldn't just put out false information to give the reader a false sense of strength and Lee. Like there has to be a purpose. Guy at this time is portrayed as knowing a lot about the tuning in general, in specific his students.
Um,
And because
doesn't
Guy should know.
necessarily have to be like a false reality, right? It can
What do you
just
mean?
be. It can just be for narrative purposes, right? To build up narrative for Lee himself, right? Like by that logic, right? Everything they do for Sasuke, right? Almost everything is a false reality, right? Because they're trying to make him a stronger. Like anything they do for Sasuke, like any training he does, right? It's a false reality because Naruto's always going to be stronger, right? Like that's
What do
not
you mean by that?
not the case.
I don't understand what
So
you're
you're
saying.
saying like, oh, why would they put out this false narrative, right? This like, oh, why would they give out false information about Lee, right? About like this move, right? Like they wouldn't push that narrative, right? But by that logic, they would never say anything about any character then, right? Like everything Sasuke's done, right, would just be a false narrative because he's just weaker to Naruto.
Well,
Right?
no, because he stated strongest in the leaf when he's the strongest in the leaf. You know, every statement about him is true, right?
Every statement about
And
Sasuke is true. Prove that.
well, I mean, educated statement like he's the strongest in the leaf, stuff like that. Like I don't know where
He
there's a
wasn't the
false
strongest in the
narrative.
league.
Well, why?
Prove he's stronger than Hiruzen. Prove he's stronger than Kakashi or
I mean,
Orochimaru.
the
They
statement
were
is
in the league at
referring
the
to
time.
the statement is referring to in the tuning exams competition.
Yeah, prove he was stronger than Gaara because he got his ass beat by him.
No, he didn't.
Do you want me to show
It
you?
was turned off.
He
Like,
got his ass beat by Gaara.
oh no, it says it says the strongest in the leaf versus the strongest in the sand, and referring to the tuning exams. That's what it was.
Okay. But I mean, okay.
Yeah,
I mean, that one statement, sure, right? I mean, I guess it's not every single thing, right? But like, I'm
I
just saying,
don't.
right? They don't. Them putting out something that's not true is right. Is not like oh, they wouldn't push a false narrative, right? Like that's not true, right? They can say something to hype something up, right? but then like have something be stronger than it, right? Like that's fine. Like Black Zetsu's like, oh, Karin, like you can't dodge it, and then that nigga Itachi blocks it, right? Like oh, like they like he hyped it up in the moment, right? And then like
can you
um,
what scene are you talking about?
Black Zetsu and Karin with Sasuke and Itachi, right? There are plenty of instances where they'll say something about a character or a certain move, right? And they'll hype it up and make it seem as though like this is the winning blow, right? This thing can't be stopped or blocked or whatever, right? But then in the very next couple scenes or something like that, right? That exact opposite thing happens, right? Like people can just be wrong, right? That's fine.
You just refuted your own argument, right? Because you said that every single time that something is hyped up like that, like saying it can't be blocked or something like that, it's always followed by them blocking it or whatever the counter to it is. This isn't followed by that. It is literally just Lee crushing Gara without being touched, and it's
Yes,
just
but
supposed to
he
be
hasn't
interpreted by the
used this
reader.
against Neji, right? That's my whole point, right? We haven't seen this go against Neji, and it's being stated that it's going to beat Neji, right? But we have no way of knowing this, right? Like,
Yeah, but
like what happens with like almost every other instance when they do this, right? The exact opposite could just happen. Neji could just
it's
block
either
it all. Like,
it's either from an
don't know,
uneducated opinion
right?
or it's
Yes, and like I've said,
it's
like
always from
three
an
times now, an
uneducated opinion.
educated opinion cannot be taken as an effect. Like, it just cannot.
But it's highly probable that it's the truth at the very least because the what the
Why
manga
is it
does is
highly
that
probable? Why
well,
why why is this even an educated guess or an
let me
educated
finish. Let me
opinion?
finish. All right, because it's a common theme throughout the manga that characters like Guy who are observers of the fight are in people that are educated on the topic are placed in almost a narrator role that tells you what's happening, right?
He's not the
And
narrator. They're not supposed to be down with
I
the
know,
rope.
but I'm making a not a metaphor, but a comparison, right? He's placed in that kind of role where he's describing what's happening, and he should know Neji's full power. He should know and he saw
I don't
Lee
think he
use the
should.
fifth gate, of course.
I don't
And
think he should.
why?
Because he hasn't seen all of Neji, right? And especially like
Why?
later
How?
on, right? Like there are other things like Neji gets stronger and shit, right?
What
Like
has
after
he
this,
not seen from Neji?
he hasn't seen the rotation. At this
Can you
point in
show
time,
that?
when
Can you
this
prove
statement
that?
he had, okay, I don't. Ah, that was the right before I left. I was looking for that
Yep,
scan. Forgot
that's where
about
we
that.
left off.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Let me get the scan. Supposed to Benson this shit. Where is it at? I think I went past it. Okay, so the leader of their clan, Hyuga clan, is very surprised. Right, is like very surprised when he uses it the first time. Right. He's like, oh, like how did you? Hold on. He's like, how did he learn that? Right, like that's a secret technique for like the main branch family members only. Right. So Guy is definitely not gonna fucking teach it to him, right? Because it's a hidden technique within their clan, right?
Okay.
And he wasn't taught it by the hidden clan, by his own clan members, right? Because he's a side branch, fucking family
Yeah.
member, right? So he learned this on his own, in
Yeah.
secret, right? And they actually show when he learned this, right? I don't know if you need that scan too, right? But they show it, right? It's like I think it's like just before his fight with Naruto. I don't know like the exact time frame on it, right? But it's after the preliminaries and before this fight, obviously, right? So Guy literally has never seen him use it, right? Up until right then and there, right? Which is after this statement.
Well,
So Guy does not know everything about Neji.
I disagree that Guy hasn't. That this means that Guy hasn't seen it before, right? Because just because the main branch or the side branch doesn't know about it doesn't mean that Guy doesn't, right? So Neji probably learned it in secret and then used it with his teammates whatsoever because Tintin even knows about it, right? And if Tintin knows about it, then it's
she's the one who
probably the case that
no,
what?
because she's the one who trained him with it. Like she was there, like when he was learning it.
Why would Tintin be there and Guy wouldn't be there?
Because he did it in secret. Maybe he didn't want Guy to know. Maybe because Guy's constantly
That doesn't
thinking
make
of
any
ways.
sense narratively.
Because
I mean,
Guy's constantly thinking of ways to try and help Lee to beat him, right? So maybe he doesn't want Guy to know.
well, I mean, he still trains Neji, of course. I mean, it.
Right.
They put
He doesn't
senseis
have
in
to train him
place.
with literally everything, right? Characters
They
still
put
train on their own,
okay.
even though they have senses. Right? Like that's
They put
perfectly
senseis
normal.
in place for the narrative to explain to readers what they should interpret to be the case, and Guy is the sensei that they put in place. So regardless of anything, Guy is experienced enough to gauge what should happen, and I think that it's heavily implied not
Okay,
just that Guy
I'm gonna.
knows the full extent of Neji's power, but Neji doesn't. But Guy, there isn't enough evidence to show that Guy shouldn't know about rotation.
Okay, so
Because
once
all
again,
this proves
hold on.
is that
You're
all that
like
proves
you're
that,
going on and you're
okay,
rambling on.
this is it.
Uh,
This is it. This is my
okay,
last statement.
finish. Yeah.
All this proves is that the Hyugas don't know about it, and we know that Neji hates his family. So
Okay. So once again, right? You kind of contradicted yourself again, right? You said Guy should know, which would prove that Guy doesn't actually definitively know, right? Like you keep contradicting yourself, right? Like you keep literally saying he either should know, right? Not saying that he does know, right? Right. You saying he should know is just not enough, right? Because I'm saying, right, that isn't like you need definitive proof that he knows, and then that statement would like that can apply, right? And like if the leader of his clan, who's like probably one of the only people, right, one of the very few people who knows how to even do this move, let alone teach it to somebody, right? If he
yeah,
doesn't know, why would Guy know? Because he does this in secret. When we see him learning it and doing it, right? He's like practicing. He's like, all right, like I got it down 10-10. Like I'm ready, right? It's just him and 10-10. That's it. No one else is around. I can literally show you the scan if you want. Like
dude.
Guy's not there. Rock Lee's not there. No one's fucking there. I
Of
don't think
course,
he would have shown this, right, to Guy. Like he has no reason to show this to Guy, right? It's clearly shown that he trains in secret, right? So there's things that he probably hides from Guy. That's fine. Like I don't see like why he needs to show everything to Guy, right? Like that's
well, I
just
mean,
there's no reason for that.
it's like senseis are supposed to push their students to their limits, and of course Neji's gonna hide it from the main branch. I mean, he hates the main branch. He hates the Hyuga
But he
clan in
didn't hide it
general.
from the main branch. He
Yeah,
literally
yeah, he did
he put it
because
on
he
display
doesn't know
for the
about it.
entire village. He put
Yeah,
it
yeah,
on
but
display for the
he hid
entire
it
village.
until now from the main branch, right? Because he had a reason to hide it from him. He hates them, but he doesn't hate Guy. There's
What?
nothing to support that at all.
Why does him not liking them mean he had to hide it?
I mean, he's obviously just not going to show it to him.
But he did. That's
Why
exactly
would
what he
Tintin
did.
be more special than Guy?
What?
Why would Tintin be more special than Guy? I mean, if he did it for Tintin, then it could just mean in secret from people
Tintin's
outside of his group.
Tintin has a bias towards him. That's probably why.
Okay.
He just trusts Tintin more probably.
Well, I mean, Guy also has a bias towards Neji. I mean, wait,
No, he doesn't.
no. Actually, no. Prove that. Prove Tintin has a
Hey,
bias.
guys, can y'all like move on from this point? I already made my decision on about this.
Okay.
Okay.
You got it right.
Yeah. So I think.
Anything else?
Yeah. This is just my entire scaling because Guy says that this is literally the counter to defeating Neji, and I think I sufficiently proved why Guy should know about Neji and Lee. And I think I proved why the speed is unmatchable by Neji.
Oh, moving on. Okay, let me get to the speed part. Well, I guess that kind of covers both, does it?
Yeah, that covers speed.
Hold on, let me make sure. Yeah, I guess the part where he says he can't be touched can also be taken lightly and not for
We're already moving on
not
from
for
this
granted,
point.
right? Since like he doesn't know if he can actually be touched by fucking Neji, since he doesn't know if it's actually
Well, I
gonna
mean,
be the move to beat
I
him.
think
So yeah, I think those both play hand in hand. So I don't really need to go over
I
that.
think I proved that Guy is placed in a position by the narrative that he's placed as an experienced character that's supposed to judge or know what's going
Yeah, we
on. You know what
can
I mean?
move on. Move on. Is
Yeah.
this all you have?
Yeah.
This is it.
That's it. That
Okay.
sufficiently proves it.
Like, is there anything else to your scale? Like, if we were going under the axiom that I won this, is there anything else?
This covers one con and it covers speed at the same time. So Neji just speed blitzes, and since Guy says that's all he needs and that counters Neji, I think that's sufficient. Yes.
All right. Yeah, I don't think he would speed blitz. Right. They say like he says like he thinks he needs the third gate to fucking beat him. Right. So he should be keeping up with like 1 and 2 pretty easily. And then like the third is like maybe, right? Maybe it'll beat him, right? And even still, it's
So
not
you said
like
the third gate might beat him?
what happened?
So you said the third gate might beat him?
Yeah, that's what they think, right? That's what they're hoping for, like the third gate. With the what is it? Extreme Lotus is what they're hoping for Lee to have to beat him.
Yeah, and the fifth gate is just stronger than the third gate, so
Yeah, and then I think I already asked you this. Does the fifth gate increase his speed though?
it's assumed by the way that Guy words it, yes.
All right, show me that, please.
I already sent the scans.
What's the scan?
Extreme Lotus is a part of the fifth gate. Like the scan that I sent is the fifth gate.
No, the Extreme Lotus can be done in the third gate. Right? It's not the fifth gate that needs it. Right? If you want to go by that, that's fine.
I don't think any of this matters because either way it says Lee can't be surpassed in speed. And I think I proved why Guy knows enough about Neji and Guy knows enough about Lee to make the decision on who can't be surpassed.
Yeah, I've already addressed that first scan, right? That
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't care if Lee's faster than him, right?
So
And
Lee's
like
faster. I don't
I don't care if Lee's faster than him in like the fifth gate, but I don't think he's like speed blitzing him, right? Like I don't think he's like he's gonna fucking zoom over and like like kick him in the back of the head or something. Like he's never been able to do that, right? And they don't even know, right?
not
The
without the fifth gate.
Yeah, well, hold on. The whole thing is right with this move is not necessarily a speed thing, right? It's a strength thing, right? Lee's always been, I'm pretty sure, like I don't know, always been right, but for the most part, he's pretty much always been faster than Neji, right? The whole thing was his taijutsu, right, and how strong he was, right? Like
I
a
disagree.
physical strength. He was never strong enough to actually like beat this nigga up. He just couldn't do it. He couldn't get past his taijutsu. Right.
Because right when he opens the fifth gate, Guy says that the answer to defeating Neji is this high speed combo. Because this all goes down
Do you understand though?
to how much you trust Guy's word. Right?
You're like,
and we already debated that point.
Hold on. Do you understand? The fifth gate is not tied to this move. The third gate is. So now, right, and you're claiming, right, oh, well, when he goes into the fifth gate, he should just be like way faster, right?
It doesn't matter.
Y'all,
It doesn't
y'all
matter.
are
Proving that the
wait,
fifth
Pointless.
JT, Fortune. Y'all are like starting to backtrack and like repeat
Yeah.
the exact same thing.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Like y'all already argued about Guy's credibility in reference to his statements.
Yeah.
So
So can we move on?
Yeah, if that's it.
Yeah, that's it. We can move
Okay.
on to whatever you have to say.
Okay. I'm eating. Sorry.
How much time do we have left?
A whole hour.
All right.
That's great. Hopefully, it doesn't take that long. All right. So I pretty much think Neji's just like way too strong. Like his techniques is just too great for Rock Lee to handle.
Okay. Why?
Think that the third or fifth gate, right, amp Lee speed anywhere near to the point of blitzing him, right? Since they only kind of imply it to be like, oh, it's gonna beat him, right? Not like they don't hype it up as something that's gonna like dominate or destroy him, right? Like it's like, oh yeah, that fifth gate, like he doesn't stand a chance, right? Which would kind of like lean more towards like he's probably not going to be able to keep up with him at all, right? They just say like, oh, it's going to beat him, right? Which can imply like it could be a very difficult fight for Lee, right? Like fucking he might still keep up, right? But in the end, like Lee might still get the fight, right? But of course we don't actually know that. Oh my God, Marcus, stop it.
I disagree. Because I don't want to go back to this statement again. I'm just gonna make a quick point. The guy says he can't even be touched, so it is implied that it would be a pretty low diff.
Maybe you can say that. Yeah, sure. Maybe they can like somewhat imply that, right, with the move itself. Maybe just specifically for that move, right? That part alone can apply just to that specific move, right? But is like regular speeds outside of that, right? May not apply to that. Sorry.
All right, I'm going to tell you everything that you've conceded to so far. You've conceded that Lee's speed cannot be passed. You've conceded that this move that Guy thinks will well, actually, you conceded the credibility of the second scan.
I haven't.
Because you said
right. I'm saying maybe like from your point of view, right? Maybe it could, right? I'm obviously going against the negation of that, right? Saying like it probably won't, right? Because there's no definitive way to prove that it would, right? I've already like made that very clear. Right? Like I'm not agreeing to shit. The fuck?
It's not a maybe. I mean, can't be touched in reference to his speed means all aspects of speed. Neji cannot touch him. Like he cannot keep up with his body.
Yeah, he can think that, right? He can think that. I don't care if he thinks that.
All right. So let me get this straight. If Guy's credibility to this statement is assured, then Neji is not touching Lee at all.
If he uses that specific move, maybe.
Okay.
But like anything outside of that,
I need a definitive yes.
No, maybe, bitch. What the fuck? You don't control me. I'll say what I want. Maybe.
Okay, sassy.
Right? Because there's no definitive way to prove that, right? What else?
Guy's credibility, yeah.
All right, whatever.
I don't want to stay on this. I don't want to stay on
We've
this.
already moved. We've moved past it. Stop picking that up.
Yeah.
There's also the fact that Neji does training after this, right? And whatever training that Lee did, like to learn this move, right? Only stacks to whatever, like, whenever he last fought him, right? Whatever Neji's last strength was, right? Whatever his last peak was, right? When they last fought or whatever, right? This move only scales possibly above that, right? But we have, I'm using like a Sasuke retrieval arc, right? So this nigga's just way, like he could have gotten way stronger, right? There's a couple,
have to quantify that.
he's like training, right? Just on his own.
Or I think also with Tenten again. I think Tenten's in one of them, but it doesn't really matter, right? He's shown to be training again, so he definitely did get stronger. So once again, that's just more reason why we don't definitively know, right, if this would actually like be able to defeat, right, our current Neji, right? We just don't know, right? Because Neji's got
that.
What happened?
Can you quantify that? The training. Can you tell me for a fact that it'd be enough to keep up with the high-speed taijutsu the guy's talking about?
Can you tell me?
Hold on. Real quick. Real quick. What was the main point of this? Like, what were you trying to argue?
Basically that Neji has gotten stronger, and he should now be at a point where, the extreme lotus shouldn't really matter, right? Whatever it was compared to when it was being learned in training, Neji has surpassed that, right? So it probably wouldn't
prove that.
Prove what?
Prove that he has surpassed the extreme lotus.
You haven't proven that the extreme lotus has surpassed them. That's not my claim, right? My claim is that he surpassed whatever point that the extreme lotus was being built to be.
What? Okay.
So that's
it is implied low diff got by guy. We've already agreed on that. That my interpretation of the scan, which if I win the point means it's treated as fact, would be low diff. So I need you to quantify that Neji's training would make up for that.
Yeah, it's like, what's the time frame on that?
Just because he's training doesn't mean it increases his speed. Like he could be just.
It could have.
He could be just increasing the power of the jutsu. Like.
I mean, even if it wasn't.
The power of the jutsu.
Yeah. Even if like his speed wasn't like increasing, right? Even if it wasn't, I don't think that matters, right? I think like Neji's fast enough to keep up with Lee, right? To the point where he's not getting blitzed, right? But can still combat him, right? Because Neji doesn't need to be like miles above him in speed, right? He doesn't. He honestly doesn't even need to be faster than him, like by that much, right? Like, do you know the whole like premise behind Gentle Fists, right?
Yes, you want me to explain it.
Yeah, okay. So if Neji's a little bit slower than him, that's fine, right? All he needs is to fucking graze him, and it's doing like severe damage, right? So like him being like faster than him is just like, okay, right? Like as long as I still touch you, you're fucked. You're just fucked. Like it doesn't really matter.
You cannot quantify that improvement. You cannot prove that.
I don't need to, right? Because you haven't proven, right, your part. Right? So I
think I have.
You can think
that. You cannot prove number one, that he didn't just increase a different stat, say power, right, or the number of fists, right, or number of gentle fists. And number two, you cannot quantify that to being able to outdo the gap that Extreme Lotus has over Neji, according to Guy.
Sure. Like I said, I don't think I need to because I don't think you proved your point. I think it's going to go circular from here.
So if I win that point, I win this point, right? So you haven't proven that Neji had fully surpassed the Lotus.
I think I have.
Okay. I think that you haven't. This game that you sent only implies attack and defense.
Also, I don't think me definitively proving it would like change much, right? Like I said, he doesn't need to be like way above it, right? Like he just doesn't need to be, right? Like
but you need to prove that
a graze from him, right, can do significantly more damage than like one of Rock Lee's hardest punches, right? So like from the start of the fight, like, let's
If
say,
you can't hit me, your attacks mean nothing. Like,
yeah,
you
like I
can't
said,
prove that his speed has
net.
improved enough that even
Yeah, is
greater.
your statement? Hold on. Your statement only applies right to a fifth gate Lee, right? Which I don't think Rock Lee's gonna fucking get to. He's just not gonna get there, right? Against someone like Neji, that I don't think that would happen, right? Neji's gonna shut down all of his chakra points, right, or at least most of them, right, before he can get there, right? The moment Neji starts feeling threatened, he starts trying, right? He starts going for kill blows, extreme lethal or like extreme critical hits, right? We like see this in like his fight against Kitamaru, right? When shit starts getting serious, right? He starts to like focus up, right? Because in like the tuning exams, he's never really taken anyone serious, right? He's like kind of cocky, right? He sees himself above everyone. But as soon as shit starts getting serious, right? Which will like most likely happen, maybe. Not even I won't even say most likely happen, right? Which could happen against Lee, right? When he like gets to the like third and fifth gate, right? He will start to focus up, right? And he will shut that shit down very fast, right? Or if he even opens like the second or first gate, right? He'll just shut that shit off real quick, right? If he feels threatened, right? He will just like start getting serious and like start getting like lethal critical hits, right? And that will just fuck up the gates. Like the gates will just he can't open the gates pretty much at that point. Like it's just impossible.
Could does not prove anything because he could also just not like. And I also think that
what are you referencing when I said could?
like he could be able to shut down his gates early on, but he could also not. Like, and I also think that
I'm saying he can't. I'm saying he can't. I'm not saying could. He can't.
And I also think that Lee has fought Neji enough times where he knows that he knows what speed Neji is able to keep up with, and he knows that fifth gate is his best chance at winning. So I think yeah. I just think that fifth gate is what Lee is most likely to resort to early on before Neji has the chance because of his experience fighting Neji. And he did say could, by the way. He didn't say can.
Okay. Well, sorry if I said could. Right. I meant as like I meant could in a assertive way. Right. As like yes, he could definitively do that. Right. He can shut down Leaf's chakra points. Right. Which like would no longer allow him to open the gates.
Well, I think Lee knows enough about Neji that he would pretty much immediately open to the fifth gate because he knows that's his best chance. He knows that the fifth gate will just completely blitz him.
His character like at all, right? Even like with fighting someone like Neji, right? With like
Why
fighting
is that
someone
not in his character?
because he doesn't do this. Like when is he ever stated to immediately just open the fifth gate? When is almost any character ever in
the war arc
known to just like immediately go to the strongest form?
In the war arc, he just straight up goes to the sixth gate immediately.
Oh, wait, when?
Lee goes to the sixth gate immediately in the war arc.
Yeah, his character could have changed, like mentally, his fighting style, or whatever.
Okay, yeah, you just can't prove that.
I can. They go through like they all go
it's shown
over the like time skip. Like he could have changed.
It's shown that he I mean there's nothing that implying that he did, right? He has the same grind set, bro. You just cannot prove that.
Well, I mean, also like even if I like couldn't prove it, right, which I like, I don't think it matters, right? Because he's not fighting Neji in the fucking war. He's fighting Obito and Madara.
You should have the same mindset.
What'd you say?
That doesn't matter. He should have the same mindset. He should be able to
lies on him fighting Neji. But then your example is
look.
Not Neji.
My point is that he will open up the gate equivalent to what he think will beat his opponent, right? and he knows that fifth gate is his best chance, and he knows that he will need to open up the fifth gate. So I think that will be what he resorts to immediately. You're trying to make Lee seem less smart to make your point go through.
Not less smart, right? That's just like his fighting style, and a lot of other people's fighting style, right? They just don't like immediately jump to their like to the fifth gate, right? Like they just or like not fifth gate to like their to their strongest move like automatically, right? And like, can you show me where like Lee just immediately goes to the fifth gate in the war? Can you show me that?
For the sixth gate? Oh my god, dude! I'll have to pull up the whole last thing. Well, didn't you already concede to that shit? Actually.
No, I didn't. Why would I concede to that? The fuck?
Good lord. All right, hold on. What chapter is it?
No idea. Anyone want to help him out?
This is pointless, dude. I don't even know like where to start. Lee opening the sixth gate in the war.
Okay. Do you want me to answer this?
Hmm?
Do you want me to answer this? Like really?
The point is,
Like I can tell you.
he attacks. No, you shut up, Marcus. I don't want your opinion.
You were asking for the chapter,
Shut
bitch.
up.
Oh my fucking
Okay.
god. Okay, you don't get a chapter then. Whatever. I guess.
Well, what chapter does he start opening gates?
No, you have your chance, bitch. Keep
Wait,
your
wait,
mouth
wait,
closed.
wait,
Never
wait,
speak
wait.
to me like that
What
again, homie.
chapter?
I found it.
Okay.
What chapter is this?
Hold on. I'm not sure. It was in my scans.
Crazy.
It doesn't matter because the point is,
It
he
does
opened the six.
like
He opened around 670. The point is, he
Wait.
opened the six. He fought with the sixth gate before he fought with anything else, which is his limit.
Yeah, what chapter is this?
Around 670 is what Mob said.
670. Let me see. 670. This nigga Naruto's dead by then. I don't think it's more like 670. You sure?
Yeah, that's in the Madara fight.
Yeah. Okay.
Specifically the Jibi Madara fight.
670, 670. Let me see. It's this nigga Lee. I'm not seeing him.
He's there for sure.
Six 71.
It's 71, not 70. I don't think it's 70. Yeah. Let me see.
72.
It's not 71.
It's 72. 72. Oh no, okay. It should be before 70.
Before 70?
Yeah, because 72 is when Guy dies.
Yes, I thought so. Let me check before that. Why am I looking for your fucking scan? Find this shit, nigga. What? I'm retarded.
No.
Find
I
this shit.
sent him. No. You asked for the
I'm
chapter.
asking for
I
context.
sent you the scan of him
No,
opening
I'm
the
asking for
sixth gate.
context. Find the scan. What? Find the chapter I'm in.
Bro, this is
Your burden.
lead into, bro.
I don't know
Okay,
why.
hold on.
Who had me looking for this shit? What?
Okay, yeah.
Y'all are different, bro.
It's
Technically, you had yourself looking for it.
it's 69. It's 69.
69. Let me see.
$669, page 8.
Okay.
JT, keep your eyes on the evidence chat next time, boy.
No, whatever, bitch.
You all know what I'm talking about. Reading the talk here chat. Trying to find arguments and shit. You a bitch.
I was.
All right, Marcus, goddamn.
He does have other gates active before this, but he doesn't fight with them ever.
Yeah.
He
So,
doesn't even try
fact-
fighting with the gates
fact
with the gates
that-
below it.
Okay. The fact that we're this far into the fucking war, and like he's just not turning the shit on, means that he doesn't do this like automatically. He just doesn't
Well,
do that.
he never fights.
Can you
he
show
never,
me? Can you show me the first instance
Lord.
that he fights anyone, right? And turns on the like immediately goes to the 6th gate. Show me that.
That is the instance.
Okay.
He doesn't fight.
My point that he doesn't do it immediately, right? Because
What?
he doesn't just immediately go to the battlefield, see Obito or Mata, right? And like the first chance he gets, right, when he's like in combat, he doesn't just immediately fucking go to the 6th gate. He doesn't.
Yeah, he does. He doesn't even try fighting with the 5th gate or below. He goes straight to the 6th gate before trying to help.
You know, like Lee interacts in the war like before this moment, right? This isn't his first panel on screen.
He never tries to fight.
There's the instances where he could have helped out, right, in dangerous situations, right, where he could have went to the 6th gate, but he doesn't.
Well, he never tries to fight without the 6th gate. It doesn't matter. It does not matter.
It does matter because your whole argument, right, is based off either him fighting Neji, right, knowing a dangerous opponent like Neji, right, and then you like you went to this like instance, right, where he's going against a dangerous opponent, right, and then he immediately jumps to the 6th gate. But there are other like situations before this, and he doesn't go to the 6th gate. So
He doesn't even try fighting Madara with the 5th gate. He goes straight to the 6th gate.
It doesn't have to be this moment. I said other moments before this, right?
He doesn't have any other moments before this when he's opening gates.
Doesn't go to the 6th gate immediately.
Because he doesn't have any moments before this where he opens the gates. I mean
at all. He doesn't
what?
do anything before this.
I mean there might be the Kisame fight, I guess. But this is so off track, dude. The point is, right? He knows he needs the 5th gate to beat Neji.
It's literally off track. This is like direct counter to what you're saying.
The Kisame fight against against the 30% clone.
What'd you say?
What was I saying? Oh, okay. So the oh my god. Okay. Lee knows that he'll need the 5th gate to beat Neji. Lee knows that everything before that can keep up with Neji, or Neji can keep up with, right? So he will most likely open up straight to the 5th gate. It's just basic sense.
No, I don't think he would do so. I don't think it's within his character. I think
Why is that not in his character?
Because like the instance you tried to give me, right? There's like other instances.
Can you show me any instance of him not doing that?
Mm-hmm.
While knowing the opponent's strength, because the reason why he didn't do that against Gaara is he didn't know Gaara's strength. Right? Like he's going at him in base, right? That's not working. He drops the weights. That's not working. So he goes straight to the 5th gate, right? Or he doesn't go straight to the 5th gate. He goes up the gates until it finally works.
Where's the I think he doesn't. Where's the what chapter is the Kisame when he fights Kisame? What chapter is that?
My God, bro, he doesn't know
Have a look at
Kisame's strength
250.
anyway.
250.
250.
He doesn't
Give
know
or take.
Kisame's strength anyway, so it doesn't matter what he does.
Didn't Kisame immediately put that nigga guy in a bubble? This is like a life or death situation.
255.
255? Let me see. Pretty sure it's a very life or death situation. I don't think it would matter. He should just know to not fucking hold back. As you're implying, he is a smart character who would do such a thing. Okay, he pulls up. What did you do? Da da da. They clash a few times. He's in base.
What chapter are you
Wait,
at?
wait, JT, wait. JT, Fortune. What in the fuck is the point of this?
The point is to show that Lee would go almost directly to the fifth gate in character.
Yeah, he's arguing that fifth, like he would just immediately go to fifth gate, right from the start of the fight. Right? And I'm saying he doesn't do
Almost
this.
immediately.
Right? Yeah, that he doesn't do this in character at all ever. Right? Like he doesn't
Because
do that.
he knows Neji's strength, he would open the gates very fast because he knows that Neji can keep up with everything below that. Another example, right? As right after he opens the gate, right after he opens the sixth gate, Minato tells him to go fight because he needs the sixth gate to have the reaction speed to throw the kunai that Minato needs it, right? So it would have been dumb for him to just go into the first gate and climb on up. So it's kind of implied that it's kind of stupid to start at levels where you're obviously getting slammed, right? Like there's no reason for him to start at a level where he's just going to get rolled.
Damn, I hate when fights are put in between the same type. Two fights are put in the same chapters. That's just mad annoying. Like just focus on one fight. Okay. I don't think I'm going to get anything better than this, but it's fine. All right. As I'm getting these scans, so basically, pretty much, Kisame shows up, does a water jutsu. Guy and him clash. He clashes with him himself. I think like once. So he should like gauge like a bare base strength at least, right, or know that he's able to keep up with them. But instead of like you're implying, right, him just going straight to his strongest mode, right, or like at least taking off his weights, right, or going into the first gate, he just stays in base. So
show it.
Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to grab all the scans at once. It's like so spread out. Fuck. And then that bitch nigga gets put in a water bubble jutsu like a dumbass. Okay. So here's the two instances where they clash, right? And instead of after this, right, going into like a higher form, right, he just stays in base, and then it's his downfall. So stupidly,
Okay, they could just be relative in base, and Lee thought that he could overcome him. Like when he's fighting Gara, he stays in base for a while. Like it's not after the first kick.
he's
that he-
clearly not relative to him if he's able to keep up with his entire team on his own. That's just stupid.
Okay, none of this matters because Lee doesn't know these characters going into the fight. He knows Neji, so it wouldn't be the same.
He can. I just said he should know a bare minimum strength or like gauge how strong he potentially is by fighting him for the first couple instances right there. The fuck?
No, he
I said.
Kisame is just focusing on Lee, right? And
No, he's
even in the
not.
Gara fight, it's not after.
No,
It's
he's
not
not
after
just.
the first.
No,
No.
Shut up! Shut up! No, shut
Even
the
in
fuck
the
up.
Gara fight, no, I'm in the middle of talking,
Shut
bro.
the fuck up because you're wrong, right? He's not. The scans I right.
Let me
are-
finish saying my wrong statement. Quotation marks. Right?
I'm save time, bro. This shit's it's going on too
No.
long.
Okay.
The scans I
So-
sent, right, obviously only show
What was
Lee,
it?
not only focusing on Lee.
Yeah, and in the Gara fight, it's not after the first punch or kick that Lee swaps forms, right? He needs more than just a couple moves to gain to gauge the opponent's strength.
It literally was up to like the first two fucking punches or kicks that he like dropped the weights, right? And then the next first two kicks, right, that he opens the gates. Like, what? Did you not fucking read the fight?
Dude. He sends more than two attacks
2 to
before
3,
he
bro.
swaps forms, dude.
And
Okay,
these are
so
like
the point is
two
it does not matter. The
Doesn't
point is
do that.
hinging on Lee knowing Neji's fighting style, and using a character that Lee doesn't know anything about means nothing.
Okay, so you just repeated yourself again. I think we can move on.
So in summary, wait, is this it? Is this the last point of the debate?
I think so. I think that might be it.
All right, you go first.
So immediately he should be over. He surpassed that point. He won't go into it immediately. Guy's not definitively right. Yes. If he feels threatened by any of the gates, he'll immediately just fucking end this shit. He shouldn't blitz him. And yeah, that should be that should be it.
Okay, so first of all, he pretty much conceded that the first and second statements are.
Wait.
What?
Are you concluding? Like, are we going into?
Yeah. I'm concluding.
Okay. I was, like, gotta make that clear, my boy.
Okay, so first of all, he pretty much conceded that Lee can't be surpassed in terms of speed. He pretty much conceded to the second scan, saying that he can't even be touched. He was unable to quantify how much Lee had improved in that time, right? He didn't even he wasn't even able to scale Neji's base speed. He didn't prove that Neji would even be able to blitz in any other form of Neji or any other form of Lee, right? And then we went on to Guy not knowing about rotation, which I think I sufficiently proved that only the main branch or the Hyuga family wouldn't know that Neji knows about the rotation, right? Because it's never shown that 1010 is any superior in Neji's mind to Guy and all that stuff. Then we went on to he would open the gates in character, which I don't think even matters because he didn't scale Neji over any other form of Lee. But if it does matter, he didn't even start fighting until he opened the sixth gate, which he wasn't able to contest. Then he brought out the Kisame fight, and he showed him doing two moves. And I said that in the Gara fight, it took more than two moves for him to gauge the opponent's strength and go up a form. And yeah, that's it. Lee should just counter Neji's fighting style, beat Blitz, and yeah, Extreme Lotus just counters him. That's it.
In conclusion, started off with Guy's statement: Lee's speed can't be surpassed. I pretty much said this is okay, and it can be referring to like a general speed of like Lee, right? Like an overall, right? Applying to like his third and fifth gate, maybe. Whichever one you want to classify that is, right? Probably the third gate, right? Of referring to the Extreme Lotus, right? But it wouldn't be a blitz. He then tries to basically say it would be a blitz by the fact that Guy says it can't, like he can't be touched, and that this is the move that's gonna like beat him, this high speed combo. We then go into like a little circular argument of why Guy would be right here, right? Since the move has never been used on Neji. So there's no definitive way to know whether or not it will or will not actually beat him. In his refutation to this, he actually contradicted himself twice. Crazy. By saying that this is only Guy's opinion, which means it cannot be fact, which leaves room for for him to be wrong here. And then also saying that that Guy only should know the full capabilities of Neji, right, and the rest of his team, and not claiming, right, that he would definitively know the full capabilities of Neji. I then also gave further reasoning as to why he shouldn't know the full capabilities by the fact that he trains in secret, and the fact that he didn't know about the rotation until when he first uses it against Naruto. This is kind of backed up by the fact that the head leader of his clan, of Neji's clan, didn't know that he could do it. And he's the only person that could have taught it to him, right? And he obviously learned it on his own, practiced it on his own, as he's seen, as we're shown for him to do so alone with Tenten. He then says, "Oh well, why? What the fuck is that noise? Are you sneezing?" He then says, "Why wouldn't Guy know about this, right? Since he's a sensei." I said that he trains in secret and probably wouldn't show Guy because he doesn't trust him that much. And since Guy keeps constantly thinking of ways for
Not to cut.
Lee.
Not to cut you. You don't got to recite the whole debate, buddy.
Oh God, bro.
Go
Please,
on,
bro.
go.
Fuck.
This motherfucker was telling us a whole story. You're telling us a fable.
It's a conclusion.
Okay.
Anyways,
My fault. Right. Yeah, he shouldn't know, right? Because he doesn't trust Guy. And he favorites Tenten, right? Because she's like biased him. Yeah, after that, we move on to my scaling, right? Basically, not Guy, fuck. Why am I mixing up my words right now? Lee, fuck, not Lee. Neji should have gotten stronger, right, from whatever point of which Lee trained to learn the Extreme Lotus, right? So just further backing up more reasoning as to why Guy is probably wrong there. And the fact that he doesn't really need to be stronger. I mean, faster that much. He then asked me to like prove like how much stronger, but that wasn't necessarily since he didn't prove his point. And I pretty much scaled fucking Neji to relative to third gate, and he didn't prove fifth gate to amp.
JT, please, you don't.
You
don't.
Night
Bro,
Flame,
you don't.
shut the fuck up, you fat-handed, incestuous, bitch-ass motherfucker.
Anyways, can people stop fucking interrupting?
I'm saying.
He didn't prove.
Yeah, but wrap up that shit quicker though.
My fault. He didn't prove for the fifth gate to amp Lee speed at all. And the third gate is only what's needed to do the Extreme Lotus. So him not being able to be touched can only just be in reference to the third gate. He then says that he would open the fifth gate immediately, right? Since he knows Neji's strength. I say this isn't like likely for him. It's not in character.
God damn, bro.
Give a example. He gives an example of when this does happen. I give a counter example of when it doesn't happen. Says that he doesn't know Kisame. I say he does because he clashed with him a few times, and he also clashed with Gar a few times before opening to the next one. That's pretty.
You so retarded.
Harry Potter book. Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
You like 5 layers into retardation. It's like,
God, bro, please stop.
5 layers.
That is crazy.
This nigga just read the whole Naruto
Give the
manga. What the
judgment.
fuck?
Give the judgment.
Anyways, I already got my judgment. JT wins.
Bro, you should have done this
but
to
that
all of you.
motherfucker